This is Kenya. Welcome back to Kenya's Decor Corner. So today I am starting out with my healthy hair journey. So this is Hair Care with Kenya, and if you guys want to know what prompted me to start this hair care journey, then be sure to check out my video, my initial video, which I'll have linked in the description box down below, and it's also a part of the hair journey playlist that I also have listed down below. So today I'm going to be talking about how I'm planning to start out by getting my hair healthy. And so as you guys can see, I have my natural hair, and so I mentioned in my previous video that I was going to be starting the maximum hydration method. So I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about the method, and then in this video I'll share with you how I prepare to start the method, because it's a fairly lengthy process, and so it's better if you're prepared in advance, so that once you're ready to start, there's no roadblocks for you. Alrighty, so first I'll tell you just a little bit about the method. So the maximum hydration method was created by a lady by the name of Pinke Cube, and I will have her blog post listed in my description box down below as well. Now I will say I read about Pinke Cube, but when I did the maximum hydration method, and I should say I first did the maximum hydration method right after I did my big chop, which was 2.5 years ago, and I was just perusing through YouTube looking for videos on how to care for natural hair, and I came across this method. Well, when I had my teeny weeny afro and my TWA, it was really it looked very dry, and it wasn't what I thought was I don't know what I was expecting or whatever, but my hair, the reason I even cut my hair in the first place with the TWA was because it was damaged from hair dyes. And so I decided to just cut off all the ends and just cut my hair down to my new growth, which was about 1 inch of hair. So yeah, and so it was very dry, and I was trying to figure out how to moisturize my hair, how to take care of my hair, because this was the first time in all of my life that I can remember having natural hair, seeing my own natural hair, because I'd always had it pressed or relaxed or whatever. So anyway, so I tried the maximum hydration when I had my TWA I did it for maybe a couple of months. Maybe it was probably the entire summer, or the remainder of the summer, because I cut my hair in July, and so then August, September, I was doing it also. So July, August, September. And then once it started getting cooler outside, I kind of stopped, because your hair is wet quite often in this method. But at any rate, I noticed huge results at that time, and so it was something I didn't forget. I just kind of put it on the back burner. But yeah, so with the maximum hydration method, the idea is that you want to infuse your hair with certain products that are chemical free or paraben free, sulfate free, silicone free, things like that, so that your hair can absorb the most moisture. Now, I mentioned Pinke Cube. I read about her, but I found the videos on YouTube by a lady by the name of Miss DK. Now, I did go back to her channel now that I decided to do this method again, and she has taken down all of her videos. I'm not sure why, because they were so helpful for me back a few years ago when I tried out this method initially. But for whatever reason, she's taken her videos down, but she does have a blog post with information there, and so about the method. So you can feel free to check out her blog post, and I will have that listed as well in the description box. So anyway, and actually I have it up here. I'll share with you guys a little bit here what she's saying. And so that on her blog post she wrote here that initially the method was created by Pinke Cube, where she kind of combined a couple of different methods that were already out there. I think one was called the curly girl method, and the other one was called the kinky curly method or something like that. So she basically combined the two methods to create the maximum hydration method. And so the maximum hydration method is primarily targeted for women or men or men with 4C low porosity hair. Now, in my first video, I mentioned that I have 4C hair. I do in a lot of places, but you can see also that I have a variety of textures in my hair. So I have 4A in the back, I have 4B mostly around the sides, around the perimeter here and in the top, and then I have 4C on my edges here. And so you can tell the difference in the coils also. From here to here, you can see the difference there. Let's see here. You can see these coils and those coils. You can see the difference. So these are tightly coiled, and these are a little bit looser coiled. And then in the back, it's a lot looser coils here. So so at any rate, so I decided to do this method because I have always had chronically dry hair. And so I wanted to moisturize my hair, and I felt like get it at its healthiest point by adding the moisture, because when your hair is dry, it feels like straw, it's brittle, and it breaks easily. So so at any rate, that's why I started the method. Now, it says here, this method was created by Pinke Cube, and her website is called the Black Hair Media Forum. And so let me see here. She said this is a regimen for low porosity hair. This method can be used by any person within a type or category, regardless of high porosity, normal porosity, or low porosity. And so I do know for a fact that my hair is low porosity, so it does not easily absorb products. And so, but as you can see, I'm kind of a mixture of all the 4 hair types. So yeah, there you go. So you can use this if you have any 4 hair types. Let me see here. I'm just looking through her website to see if there's anything else I want to share with you guys. But I'll have this listed in the description box down below for you to check out for yourself if you want more information about the method. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you guys how I prepare for each step. So as I mentioned, there are 4 steps to the maximum hydration method. But I should also mention that before you start the method, there is a one-time step, and in this step you can do it just the one time and never do it again, or you can do it once a month, which is what I plan to do. It's called the Cherry Lola Caramel treatment. And so this treatment is something that was created by a lady named Cherry Lola here on YouTube, and you can go check out her channel if you want to see her original video on the Cherry Lola Caramel treatment. I'm going to call it the COC treatment. So I will have her video listed in the description box as well, because I want to give attributes to all the ladies who have helped to really share with all of us about the maximum hydration method. And so I'm not taking any credit for anything because I didn't have any part in creating it. I am just using it for my hair, and I know that it works. So so again, be sure to check the description box for all their details. Now, the Cherry Lola treatment, there's several items that you need to have in order to put it together. Now, I will say, in my video that's coming up, you will not see me create the Cherry Lola treatment because I already did that. I've started my maximum hydration method about 4 days ago already, and so when you first start it, they recommend that you do it for 7 to 10 days every single day of the method. That's to get your hair like jump started sorry, I dropped my earring, into the process. And then after 7 to 10 days, you can do it for 7 days. I'll probably do it for 10 days because my hair is so much damaged. For 10 days consecutively, and then after that, I will do it every other day. And one of the rules to this regimen is that also you would only do it no more than let 3 days pass before you do your hair again. So, because otherwise you'll lose some of the benefits that you've created. So, every 1 to 3 days, you should do your hair every day, or a max of every other day, or every 3 days at the max, so that you don't lose your progress. So anyway, with the Cherry Lola treatment, it's like a protein treatment basically for your hair. So you use avocados, banana, Greek yogurt, apple cider vinegar, baking soda, molasses, liquid aminos or aminos, however you guys want to say it, and raw honey. I think that's all the items. So when I do this again in February, I will show you guys the treatment at that time and how to mix it up. But basically, you take a portion of all those ingredients I just mentioned, blend it up in your blender, and then put it on your hair. And it's called a caramel treatment because it smells like a caramel frappuccino or something like that. It smells really good. So anyway, that's the first part. But it's not required for this regimen. You don't have to do it, but it's kind of recommended. So I did it, and so you guys might want to. But if not, if you wanted to just go straight into the maximum hydration regimen, then basically you'll follow these 4 steps. So I should mention that with the Cherry Lola treatment, if you do it on the same day that you start your maximum hydration method, you will skip step 1 in this method. Now, the regular regime for natural hydration is step 1 is a clarify step. So you can use baking soda or you can use apple cider vinegar to clarify your hair. In my video, I'll show you guys how I mix up the apple cider vinegar. I'll show you guys how to mix up the baking soda. But for the apple cider vinegar, it's just equal parts apple cider vinegar and water. So if you do 4 ounces of ACV, you do 4 ounces of water. Then the second step is the co-wash and detangle step. And so I show you guys how I create my co-wash. And then I also show you guys how I do a deep conditioner, because one of the steps in this process tends to make my hair feel really dry, and so afterwards I would like to make sure that I do a deep conditioner on it, and then go from there. So I'll show you guys that in a little bit. And then step 3 is the bentonite clay. So you can use bentonite clay, Razul clay, European clay, or any other clay that you can find that is has natural properties. I personally like the bentonite clay. I also have the European clay and the Razul clay. I like the benefits of the bentonite clay myself. The Razul clay is very mild and it didn't do much for my hair as far as I could see, and so I like to use that as a clay mask on my face. And then the European mask, also same thing basically. So bentonite clay can be found at most Whole Food stores or your higher end grocery stores. Yeah, and I think also like the Vitamin Shop or places like that. Now, and then step 4 and 5 is your leave-in and your gel. So in this video here, I'm going to show you guys how I make my leave-in conditioner, which is also / my deep conditioner. Because I like to, when I get to step 4, I like to put my conditioner on and leave it on, sleep in it overnight, and then the next day do my gel. Or I might do it all in the same day and do my gel and then tie my hair up. But so I'll show you guys how I make my deep conditioner that I also use as a leave-in, and then I'll show you how I make my gel. And I like to make flaxseed gel. So I'll show you guys how to make all of these steps in advance. In my opinion, it's better to have everything put together before you start, so that you're not having to wait in between each step to try to mix up the next batch, if that makes any sense. And then I like to make enough so that I have it for at least 2 to 3 applications. So on like my second application, I'll go ahead and start making more, because I don't want to run out completely, and then that's a delay in me getting started in my treatment. And whenever there's a delay, then that's an opportunity to not do it, right? So I like to have everything that I need already laid out, so that all I have to do is go in and do it. Want to know how to mix everything up? Just keep watching. I'll have it all there for you. And if you have any questions, be sure to list them in the comments down below, and I will be sure to answer for you guys. Alrighty, let's get started with mixing these products. Okay guys, so for the maximum hydration method, there are 4 steps, and so as you can see, I have a container here with each one labeled for each step of the process. So I have everything here. I got these little containers from Walmart. They were like $1 each. And I like that they have the little a kind of wide spout on top, and they have the little thingy here to close it. So I've labeled everything, and now let's get to mixing up each one so that we'll be ready to start our process tomorrow. One thing I will mention, guys, is that doing the maximum hydration method is not something that you will just wake up one day and say, yeah, I'm gonna do this today. Because it really requires planning, because you have to plan out each step. And if you want to do it properly, then this is how I like to do it, to make sure that everything is labeled and you don't miss anything. Alrighty, so let's mix everything up together. Okay guys, so for step 1 in this process, we're going to be making our baking soda rinse. So I have the container here, and this recipe calls for 1 ounce of conditioner. I have my conditioner here, 4 ounces of water, which I have here, and 1 to 3 tablespoons of baking soda. So as you guys can see here, I have quite a bit of each of these ingredients because I am going to make 24 ounces of this. So I have this large container here that I've also labeled with baking soda rinse. This container is 27 and a half ounces, and so I'm going to make 24 ounces of the baking soda rinse so that I don't have to make it every single day. So I like to kind of like do my products in bulk amounts, so that every day I'm not having to mix up the conditioner or whatever and then use it. So I'd rather have extra. So with that being said, for my recipe, I have 6 ounces of conditioner. I have 3 cups of water and 6 tablespoons of baking soda. So let's mix this all together, and then I will be ready to store it in the large container. And then I'll also fill some in my dispenser so that I'll be ready to do this tomorrow. Step 2, which is really easy because you're going to take your applicator bottle and just in a measuring cup I have 6 ounces of water, and I'm going to add 2 ounces of conditioner. So step 2 is really easy because you're just diluting the conditioner with water and then adding it to your applicator bottle, and that's it. Simple and easy. So I'm just going to pour this in here just to mix everything all up, and then I'll pour it into the applicator bottle. And now I'll just pour it in here. And I'm not making this in bulk too much because this is so simple and easy to make. So that fills up my applicator bottle. And also, as this bottle is almost gone, then I can, if it's like halfway, you can kind of see through there, then I can fill the rest of the way with water, and then I could just use my diluted conditioner from the conditioner bottle. But since step 2 was so easy, I'll go ahead and show you guys how I also like to make a deep conditioner. So this was just step 2 in the process, the conditioner. So then each day you just kind of shake that up as you're ready to use it. Now for my deep conditioner, where is it here? Okay guys, so for my deep conditioner, I have my leave-in conditioner bottle here because you do your deep conditioner or your leave-in conditioner after you've completed the process, and so in your leave-in you can have it just with the conditioner and dilute it with water, but I like to add in some extra nutrients there because your hair has just had the clay mask on it, and so for me, my hair needs a little more condition. So I have it labeled as step 4, the leave-in conditioner, but I am going to show you guys how I mix up my deep conditioner, and then you can dilute that with water to make it as your leave-in. Or you could just put the deep conditioner on your hair, leave it on for 15 to 20 minutes, then rinse it off, and then just go and use some of your regular conditioner that you've already diluted. You can use that to leave as a leave-in. So it's totally up to you. So anyway, to make my deep conditioner, I have my conditioner here. I'm just going to pour that into my little cup there. And this was almost empty, so I added a little water to it already so that I can get everything out of it. And with this conditioner, you make as much as you want. As you can see, I'm going to be storing it in my large container, so I'll mix up as much as I like. So this, there's the conditioner in there. I'm going to add a bit more to it. This one's like almost empty too, so I'll have to add some water to that one. Now that I have my conditioner in here, I'm going to add 1/3 cup of extra virgin olive oil, and I like to use the cold press olive oil. So yeah, I have that one. So we'll put 1/3 cup of that one in here. So I have the olive oil in there and the conditioner, and then I'm going to add 1/3 cup of avocado oil. And again, I like to use the 100% extra virgin avocado oil that's cold pressed. So we'll put 1/3 cup of that in here. And I also have in here 1 tablespoon of raw honey. And you can get this at Trader Joe's, which is where I got mine. And as you guys can see, I'm almost out, so I'll have to get some more. But you use the raw organic honey. So I have 1 tablespoon of that, and I put it in this little cup here because it is very thick. The raw honey is very, very thick, and I mixed it with 1 tablespoon of hot water just to dilute it a bit so that I can actually get it out and have it blend in with everything else. So I'm kind of stirring it up here again just to get it all mixed up because you guys can see it's pretty thick. So I'll add that in there. Let's see here. You guys can see how thick it is. So now I'm going to add in some water so that I can get the remainder of the conditioner out of this one, and then that's when I'll add in my avocado oil and stir it all. And so I have here 2 different types of clay you can use, and actually there's another one, the Razul clay, and there's other clays, but I have Razul clay here, but it's not handy right now, so I have the European clay powder here, and I also have the Aztec healing clay. Now I will say the Razul clay, I have it in my bathroom because when I use it, I prefer to use it as a facial mask as opposed to a hair mask. I didn't feel like when I used it as a hair mask it did very much, but this bentonite clay is legit, really guys. This is the real deal stuff right here. So yeah, and this is also can be used not just for your hair, but for like if you have like a cut or insect bite or something like that, you can put a little bit of this clay on it and it will heal it. And trust me guys, I know from experience, I've had to use it. So I did a bit of research on this a few years ago when I first started with this method or regimen, and yeah, so bentonite clay is amazing. So I have the bentonite clay here. I have 4 cups of water. The recipe calls for 2 to 3 cups, but I like to have a little bit of extra. This is warm water also, not hot, just warm. And then I have also, again, 1 tablespoon of raw honey, but I put it in here to stir it up a bit so it's not too thick. And then I'll also use 1 tablespoon of the extra virgin olive oil. And I should also mention, guys, that when you're mixing bentonite clay or any type of clay for that fact of the matter, you should use plastic or wood utensils or glass, but do not use metal because it can react with the clay. So I have my plastic bowl here, and I have a plastic spoon that I'll be using here. And so I'm just stirring up my honey a bit more there. So yeah, let's put this clay together. So I'm just going to scoop out 1 cup of the clay. Ooh, that came out pretty fast. So this is a 1/2 cup measuring cup here, so I'm going to put 2 of these in here. Stir in, well, let me get my oil ready. So I'm going to get my tablespoon of oil. I guess I'll just go ahead and pour the oil into the honey since, it's already there. And I'm just about done with this oil. And I'll have to open a new one. I was hoping that I would be able to get 1 full teaspoon out of it, but nope, I only have a 1/2. So that's okay, maybe I'll put the other 1/2 with the avocado oil since I have it right here. And that's fine, you can use whatever kind of oil you want. So I'm going to use the avocado oil to fill it up. Just add that with the honey, just like that. And so now for the clay, I'm going to go ahead and start adding in the water. And I like to do kind of a little bit at a time, not too much, because the clay is going to get really thick at first. It's like going to seize up on us, as you can see there. So I just like to add in a little bit at a time. And just mix as I go. And that helps it to not be so clumpy at the end. there. You can see the honey bits in there. So I'm just going to get some of that out. Okay, so I'm just going to stir this all up. And then I'll be back. The clay mixture so far, I've been mixing for about maybe 5 or 8 minutes or so. And you can see there's still some clumps in there, but that's okay. But you can see the consistency is kind of thick, and it still has quite a few lumps, like I mentioned, right? So that will not be able to pass through this tip here on this applicator bottle. You can see the size of that. So that means I am going to have to thin it out more. So I'm going to add, and so far I've only put 2 cups of water in my mixture, so I'm going to add a bit more and keep stirring. So the idea is that I want this to be liquidy enough that it will be able to pass through my applicator bottle. So I'm just going to keep stirring and keep stirring. If I were not doing it with this method, if I were not using the clay for the maximum hydration method and I was going to just use it in general, then you can leave it a bit thick. Or you could still leave it thick if you want to and apply it to your hair without using the applicator bottle. But the applicator bottle makes it a lot easier to manage because this step, guys, is super messy. And so it's like no way that you're going to avoid the mess, but at least the applicator bottle helps it, you know, it gives you a little more control over the mess. So that's why I like to use that. But like I said, you can just do it however you see fit. Also, the other thing is when you thin out your clay, then you make it easier to remove the clay. So when you have a thick coating of clay on your hair, that means it's going to be more difficult to get the clay out of your hair, which is why we add the oils into the clay, because that helps it to not stick to your hair too terribly much. And we'll discuss this more when we're applying it to my hair. But anyway, yeah, it's better. It comes out easier if it's a more liquid consistency. So I'll keep stirring for a bit, and then I will add it to my applicator bottle. And then I'll be back to show you guys how we make step 4 in the process. Okay guys, now the consistency is quite a bit more watery. There's still lumps there, but not as bad, I don't think. So what we're going to do is use our funnel here to pour the clay into our applicator bottle. I'll move this up just a bit here. Okay guys, and for this next step we'll be making our gel, and I have to say this is super easy to make, and it makes the most amazing gel. So you have your flax seeds. You can get these whole flax seeds organic at Walmart, and it's like, I don't know, maybe $4 or $5, not even $5, like $4, maybe $3 something for this large container of flax seeds. And what's another cool thing about it is you can reuse your flax seeds after you've used them previously. So this is about a fourth a cup of flax seeds. And so I'm going to just reuse them since I just made some not too long ago. And here that is. Here's the gel that I made not too long ago. I usually like to fill this container up, and as you can see, it's almost gone. So I'm going to go ahead and fill up this one so that the new gel that we make, I'll be able to add it to here. So before we get doing with that, then I'll go ahead and add in, I like to use bottled water. So you use 1/16-ounce bottle of water. So I'll just put that in the pot there, and then add your flax seeds. And like I said, generally it's 1/4 cup of flax seeds. And I have used a half a cup before, but if you do, then you need to probably use like 2 bottles of water, or at least a bottle and a half, because it'll be a lot of seeds to a little bit of water, and then it might be hard to strain it out and also to even have enough. So let's get that going. So I'm going to put it on medium-high heat and let that start boiling. And so while that's doing its thing, we'll go ahead and use our funnel again. And as you guys can see, the funnels come in super handy. So use the funnel to just get this gel over into the applicator bottle. And as you guys can see, I have all of my oils and everything in here. So, and look at how thick this gel is. And it's totally healthy for your hair. It feels amazing, and it's got so much, this consistency is amazing. I love it. So it's, to me, better than any Eco Styler gel or any other gels out there. I know in the natural hair community, Eco Styler is like popular, very popular. So to me, this is better than Eco Styler gel. Now I'll use the same container for the next gel, and I'll put that one back into the refrigerator. And I should also mention that flaxseed gel has to be refrigerated because, you know, it's botanical, it's organic. So these are actually seeds that were boiled, so it can go bad or go rancid. And I've had that happen before when I used my gel like that morning and then left it sitting out, and then came home that evening and it smelled horrible. So that's how I knew it was no more good. So I'll put this in the refrigerator, and when we're mixing this up, I'll show you guys how you can, some things you can add to it to help it last longer in the refrigerator, but it needs to be refrigerated each day. Okay, so now I can tell you guys it's going to take a bit for these seeds to get going, especially considering that they were frozen. I didn't think about taking them out in advance, but at any rate, it still will take a while for them. So this process takes about maybe 15 to 20 minutes to get the seeds going. So I'll be back once they've had a chance to start boiling. As you guys can see, the flax seeds are boiling, and this is something when you're making this gel is that you have to really stand right near it and watch it, because the seeds can easily boil over if you're not paying attention. I like to stir it all the way to the bottom to make sure the seeds are not sticking. I'm just stirring. And guys, one way you can tell that your gel is getting ready is because after you stir, it will kind of stick to the spoon. So once it sticks, when it has like a nice stick to the spoon, then that's when we'll know it's done. But so it's still kind of thin as we pour it off, so we'll let it keep going. This process usually takes anywhere from like 10, maybe 12 minutes or so. But you'll definitely know once it's ready. Okay guys, as you can see, the gel is just about ready now. You can see how thick it is. And the spoon there. So, you see how it's sticking to the spoon. And it has a thick white kind of mucus like on top. That's what we want. Okay, so now I'm going to turn the fire off. And while the flax seeds are still hot, let me give it just a second here. And I should mention that one thing that's just as important to this process as the flax seeds, that is a strainer. So you need a strainer for your flaxseed gel because you need to separate the seeds from the mucus, and so, or the gel. I say mucus because it kind of looks like that. But so yeah, I have my strainer over my bowl, and we will just pour it directly on there. Let's see here. While it's still hot, because if it cools, then the gel might not separate from the seeds as well. So it's better to do it while it's still very hot. Here. And since this is the second time that I've used these seeds, I will trash them this time. But you guys can see how economical this gel is, because it was less than $5 for the for the 1 pound of organic flax seeds, and then you can use them twice. So like, you're really saving here. And so now what I'm doing is just kind of squeezing the seeds here to get all of the gel out as much as possible. Just kind of squeezing it through like that. And rake it on the side. And every now and again, 1 or 2 seeds might get through and end up in the gel, and I just pick those out. And I should mention also, guys, that this flaxseed gel can be used for any hair type, any hair, anybody who has curly hair, you know, not just African Americans, but any person who has curly hair and they use gel in their hair will benefit from this gel. It's super hydrating. It's just amazing, and it's really reasonable to make it yourself. And if you're not like a DIY person and you're not really into making your own stuff, this is something that's really easy to do, and I promise you, you will love it. And you could save your $20 on hair gel for something else. Okay, so that now I'm going to pick out the little seed that I did see in there. And then I will get ready to let this cool off just a little bit, but then I'm going to go ahead and add in my essential oils to help preserve this. So we'll be right back. Okay guys, so my gel is all ready. You can see it here, and it's still hot, but not so piping hot, but it is still hot. And so, yeah. So now we are going to infuse this gel with a lot of nutrients. So I have here jojoba oil, and I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of jojoba oil in here. And then I will add a half a teaspoon of the Jamaican black castor oil. Ooh, that came out kind of fast. That's okay. This is what gives it the color. The Jamaican black castor oil kind of gives it a color there. So that's that. I'm going to get this out. Okay. And next we will add in 1 dropper full of argan oil. This is a little bit tight. Okay. So this one has a little eyedropper in it, and it's already full, so I will just add that one in there. Next, I'll add in neem oil, and I have to say, guys, this smells kind of weird, and I actually do not like the smell of this, but it is supposed to be really good for your hair. So it says neem oil is high in a concentration of essential fatty acids, and it causes it to solidify at room temperature. So that means when you see how it's kind of clumped up, so it's kind of like coconut oil, how it will solidify and then it melts, you know, after a while. So I'm just going to put about 8 drops in there, 8 or 9 drops of that in there. And I'll have in the description box the benefits of each of these oils. And so because we just put the neem oil in there, and I just said I don't really care for that smell, it is imperative for me that we add in essential oils. And so we have peppermint oil here. So I'm going to put about 10 drops of peppermint oil in here. Okay. And that smells really good. And then I will also add about 10 drops of lavender oil in here. may have been a few more than 10 drops, but thereabouts. Okay, lavender smells so pretty too. So that helps to cover the smell of the neem oil also. So now all my oils are there, so I'm going to just stir this in a bit and then place this in the refrigerator. So once the hair gel that I just filled up my applicator bottle with, once that's all gone, then I will replace it with this one, and then in a couple days I'll make another batch of this. So this is one of the items that I don't make too much of it because it can go bad. It has, you know, once you add in your essential oils, it adds to the shelf life for it, but even with that, it's only about 2 weeks, so about 14 days or so. So if you're not going to use it, it's better to not make it until you're ready to use it, because you don't want it to just go bad. So like I said, a lot of times I'll fill this container up and it's about halfway now, so that's fine. Alrighty guys, so those are the items that you will need in the maximum hydration regimen, and so we have everything that we need and we will be ready to get started. So I'll come back in just a second to recap all the items that we have. Okay guys, and here are all the items that you will need for your maximum hydration regimen. So we have step 1, which is the baking soda rinse, and as you can see, the baking soda has separated from the water. That's totally fine, that's normal. You will just give it a quick shake before you use it. There you go. So you have our baking soda rinse. Then step 2 is your conditioner, and at this time is when you would also detangle your hair. So we have the diluted conditioner there. Then in step 3, you have the clay rinse, which you want to put on your hair and allow it to sit for about 15 minutes. This is about 20 minutes. This is about 15 to 20 minutes also. And you can also this allows your curls to clump together. So you want to, as you're putting this on your hair, make sure that you're kind of finger detangling your hair a little bit with this also. I will say I don't do too much detangling because I've already done it with the conditioner, and especially the state my hair is in right now, I don't want to put that much stress on it, so I do lightly just kind of run it through my fingers through with that one. Then we have the leave-in conditioner, which you guys also know this is my deep conditioner, so if I want to do a deep condition after I've done the clay mask, then I'll use this. Otherwise, I will dilute a little bit of it and use it as my leave-in. And then I also have my flaxseed gel. Alrighty guys, so those are the ingredients, and we are going to get started with our maximum hydration method regimen on tomorrow. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If so, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and also click the like button to let me know that you've enjoyed this. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. I hope that you will go ahead and subscribe and leave me comments down below to let me know what you guys think about this process and if you're excited to get started as much as I am. To my faithful family members, I love you so much, and I will see all of you on the next video. Much love and many blessings.